Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good evening, Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host Ahmad Nawaz with the latest roundup of sports tonight. A bunch of things that we're going to be discussing. Let's take a look at our lineup for tonight. We're going to be starting things off with the fact that Wasim Akram, the Sultan of Swing, has been inducted into the Hall of Fame of the Pakistan Cricket Board. It was an impressive ceremony in which Sir Vivian Richards, the all-time great, presented the memento and that Hall of Fame cap to Wasim Akram, the Sultan of Swing. If you talk about his career from 1985 till 2003, he took 916 wickets, more than 6,000 runs. Phenomenal career for Pakistan, both as a captain and as a player as well. So I think remarkable. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame quite a while ago, but it was only possible now that the official ceremony could take place. And I think a beautiful memento that was presented, and what better way to present it than having Sir Vivian Richards on the other side. And of course, a lot of stories between these two as well. So I think congratulations to Wasim Akram, congratulations to Pakistan, congratulations to world cricket all over. Wherever you'll talk about cricket, you'll talk about fast bowling, you'll always talk about Wasim Akram. And of course, then you move on to the two Ws that would always be the greatest era of fast bowling in world cricket. After that, we'll be discussing the Pakistan Super League 7th edition in detail. We've got our top four, but we had some sensational games to talk about. Why? Because points were up for grabs, crucial run rate points were up for grabs as well. Teams obviously could not make much of it. Ninth loss for Karachi straight away. Multan Sultans, of course, beat Islamabad United, but Quetta got the better of Karachi Kings, but they could have gotten it better. The commentators kept on screaming, presenters kept on screaming that they need to bowl first after winning the toss, try to chase the total down with a handsome run rate and try to qualify. The second condition was that Islamabad should lose, which it did. So I think Quetta would be really disappointing going into the tournament. But you've got Multan Sultans, phenomenal as ever, world record that they've made in the PSL, for a PSL record if you want to say it, 9 wins out of 10 games. At the same time, Karachi have got a record, 9 losses out of 10 games. In both these records, Lahore Qalandars have been instrumental. They've also qualified, and Peshawar Zalmi have made it as well. Tonight's game, when we talk about that, it's Islamabad United, of course, could have been there, but they nearly made it. That meant that Peshawar tonight is in key position to take the number 2 slot. So Peshawar Zalmi will be facing Lahore Qalandars. Winner will take the second position, and of course will have a better chance because the format says that top 2 teams have got 2 chances to qualify for the final, as easy as I can put it. So I think that's the key now. Whoever wins with a better run rate will obviously get that top 2 position and will obviously move on. After that, we'll be moving on to some boxing. We were all jubilant as boxing fans, but Amir Khan, it wasn't his night. Kell Brooks got the better of him. He beat Amir Khan in this fight. Of course, Amir was fighting after a long time. It was a long-running feud between them. Referee had to stop the contest. Brutal fight as it was. But of course, both of them, Brook and Khan, are considering a rematch. But at the end of the day, the news is that Brook has beaten King Amir Khan in the 6th round of this fight. After that, we'll be giving you an update of the Winter Olympics that have concluded in Beijing, China in spectacular fashion, and letting you know about that as well. Time now to introduce my guests. First of all, in studios, I've been joined by our cricket expert, cricket commentator as well, Asif Ahmad. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Walaikum assalam. I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm very good. Great to have you on the show. We've also been joined by cricket expert, somebody who's got a keen eye on the PSL and is looking at some good omens coming out as well. A lot to discuss. We've been joined by Rizwan. Haider. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you.
Great to have you. Now, of course, the big news is that the Sultan of Swing, Wasim Akram, has been inducted into the PCB Hall of Fame. Great day indeed for Wasim Akram and his family, and obviously Pakistan cricket indeed as well, because he has really defined the era of fast bowling, right, Asif?
Yeah, absolutely right. And when we're talking about Wasim Akram and the player, the bowler he was, of course, and to be very honest, till tonight, I have a wish if I could have faced 2 fast bowlers in my life. The Wasim Akram and Shane Bond. So Wasim Akram was a very big bowler and a good personality, and of course that it was due for a long time for the PCB. So lots of wishes for the Wasim Akram, because he was he was under the hot water in the recent circumstances due to Karachi Kings performances, but he was a legend fast bowler, and of course that it's the pride for Pakistan, and now he is in the Hall of Fame of PCB. Lots of best wishes. Congratulations.
Rizwan, you must have some great memories of Wasim Akram. I think world over, he'll always be recognized as a legend.
Of course. I mean, if you talk about left-arm fast bowling, he defined left-arm fast bowling. There is nobody else. You look at Mitchell Starc and Mitchell Johnson and, Bruce Reid and Salim Jaffer and, Muhammad Amir. But there's nobody else. Wasim Akram is if you want to select a test team, anybody, if you ask an Indian to select a test team, is going to have Wasim Akram pinned down as the bowling all-rounder. If you ask an Indian to select a one international, best ever, Wasim Akram is going to be there. He's one of those exceptions, along with, probably Shane Warne, would walk into any team, anywhere, because there's nobody else to challenge him. So, well done, Wasim Akram, because you deserve it.
And have you ever faced Wasim Akram?
No.
Is it your wish or?
Of course, I would have, wished to. I faced Angus Fraser, but that's a different story. Wasim Akram is no doubt, the best ever.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's true. I think I like the fact where Rizwan has mentioned that he defined left-arm fast bowling, and I think both as a skipper, as a player himself, instrumental in the World Cup victory of 1992. The way he took it by storm, what an era that was for Pakistan cricket, and then obviously going on to becoming the captain as well, then so much success. But it will always be about Wasim Akram. I think he's really defined fast bowling, cricket in general, world over. We've seen, you talk about all these fast bowlers now, some of them have had a chance to talk to him, learn about his art and skill. We've all seen some of those videos as well. He's gone abroad into different leagues and has been there as well as a mentor, as a coach. So his role there will always be of a legend, and that would definitely stay there. And I think going on to that, it was great to see Waqar Yunus tweeting as well, because the two W's were what defined fast bowling.
Yes, both of them were toe crushers. And but to be very honest, that whenever we talk about Wasim Akram, we have lots of memories. If you talk about 1992 World Cup, the way he played for the Pakistan, the way he bowled the bat, and of course he's a tremendous all-rounder. And do you remember his partnership again with Saklan Mushtaq against Zimbabwe? So, fascinating personality. So, and Waqar Yunus, of course, applauding him. Both of them remained good friends as well. And both of them, they served really for the Pakistan. And I do remember that whenever we talk about the two Ws, their performances, the batters always, they remain disturbed against both of them.
That's very true. But at the same time, you've got to give him credit as a skipper as well, because the team that was formed and, the names that came out were phenomenal.
Of course, exceptional team. We had one of the best teams in the world in the 90s. But of course, there's history as well between Wasim and Waqar, and we know, the captaincy games and the musical chairs. But end of the day, that's history. We could have been the number one team for about 6-7 years in a row, without having any competition from Australia, India, England, anyone. But still, as a bowler, yes, Wasim Akram is phenomenal. Top of the line.
Yeah, top of the line, phenomenal indeed as well. So congratulations to Wasim Akram and Pakistan cricket, inducted into the PCB Hall of Fame by Sir Vivian Richards. That ceremony took place at the Gaddafi Stadium in Lahore. Now coming to the PSL, lots to talk about. Let's take a look at this report and then come back.
Pakistan's registered their ninth win in this year's Pakistan Super League after they defeated Islamabad United by 6 wickets. Multan restricted United to a 105-run total. While defending the small target, United tried their best as they applied early pressure. Left-arm spinner Liam Dawson removed 3 top batters with Multan's score still 18. Despite the early pressure, Rizwan continued to play sensibly and according to the situation as he rotated the strike by taking the singles and the doubles. With David Wiley, he forged a very good 68-run partnership to take his team to the victory in 17.2 overs.
To finish it off in style. Safe, professional, skillful.
Sultan skipper carrying his bat.
Whereas earlier Karachi Kings added another defeat to their list when they lost to Quetta Gladiators by 23 runs in match 28 of the tournament. This was Kings' 9th defeat. Gladiators chose to bat first and their openers struggled to get going. However, Royce soon brought up his third half century in the season, but then fell in the final over holding out to Mir Hamza. Thanks to Roy and Iftikhar Ahmed, Gladiators collected 41 of the last 4 overs to post 166. Karachi Kings started off strong and it seemed that they might actually do it plus Joe Clark and Babar Azam scored 52 and 36 runs off 39 and 34 balls respectively. However, the rest of the batting order failed to perform against Quetta Gladiators and they were dismissed without scoring much of anything. Karachi Kings still managed 143 runs but were unable to chase the 167 runs target set by Quetta Gladiators, who won by 23 runs.
There you have it, all you need to know about the games that took place and what we're talking about. So, Asif, the whole tournament, the tone is set of bowling first, bowling first, bowling first. Though at one time where you really need to bowl first and compensate for the run rate and maybe qualify, you win the toss and bat first.
Because it's your happiness. Why? You were supporting Karachi Kings for a long time, though you are being critical from last couple of days.
I wanted Quetta to qualify. I really wanted Quetta to qualify.
Same thing, you know, it's a technical mistake. And you should say that the captain is responsible for that, manager is responsible for that, their mentor even is responsible for that. Because when you know that you want a good strike rate, you want a good run rate, and you're going to bat first, it's totally, I'm not understanding what happened, to be very honest. And you have won the toss, now this is your turn, go for batting first, to bowl first, and restrict them under 150, chase them in 11-12 overs and qualify for the playoff. This was actually, they needed, but they didn't. I don't know what Sarfraz was thinking. Either he was...
What's the future? What do you see the future for Sarfraz in PSL?
If there is no more... if Sarfraz is in no more in Quetta Gladiators, he won't be anywhere. This is my thinking.
Do you agree?
I think it's time we take a stand like the Australians do usually, and players who are way past their sell-by date, they should simply be asked to move out, get new youngsters in, like Mohammad Haris, Yasir Khan, Qasim Akram. That's the future. They've had their say. We've had him captain for 7 years. He's not coming in the national team again.
Not at all. I don't see
Hafiz is not coming back into the national team. Kamran Akmal is not coming back into the national team. Umar Akmal is not coming back. Why are we wasting time on them? All the teams who were hiding their emerging players like Qasim Akram, Karachi didn't give him a chance. Karachi didn't give him a chance. He got his chance by luck because everyone else was failing and you have to play one emerging. Similarly, Mohammad Haris was being hidden somewhere because you want to continue with Kamran Akmal. And once these players showed their talent, now we should realize this is the way forward.
But just a food for thought, Suhail Tanveer is also still playing. I knew that was going to be a fun debate. But I asked Asif this question in the afternoon as well. And I think for all you viewers over here, I'll ask both of my guests this question. That if Sarfaraz is not captain of Quetta next season, and maybe Quetta does not retain him, do you think any franchise is going to pick him now?
Are you retaining him as a batter? No performance? Wicketkeeper?
Only.
Okay, fine. Not an extraordinary wicketkeeper. If he's not a captain, then I think he won't be in 11 side. And if he won't be in 11 side of Quetta Gladiators, who else going to pick them? No one, of course. So I think that I strongly agree with Rizwan. I strongly agree with Mohammad Rizwan and Rizwan Haider as well. So that,
heavy name.
Yes, heavy names, that his analysis really to the point that please take some bold decisions. The youngsters are sitting in the dugout waiting for their turn, but you're not giving them chance. Look at the Kamran Akmal, look at the Sarfraz, and Rizwan came by luck. He performed in national side. Multan Sultans picked them and nominated him as the captain. They won, and look the way he's playing.
He's leading and playing. Yes.
Leading and playing. So I knew one of the very good wicketkeeper batter. That is the Jamal Anwar. And Jamal Anwar, he played for Rawalpindi Rams. He played for Pakistan he played for the Pakistan under 23.
Yeah, played a lot of club matches.
Lot of club matches as well. So if you have watched his wicket-keeping skills, batting skills, he's phenomenal. But what happened when he was in the Zalmi squad? Kamran Akmal was there, and no chance for the Jamal Anwar. Even I've asked this question to their manager, Arshad Khan, as well, that why you're not giving chance to the youngster.
Yeah, and so many people I think who couldn't make it there. Jamal, of course, played for HPL as well. I've just been told by our coach, Mr. Kaisar Sati, always giving us history lessons and cricket lessons as well. So, but at the same time, I think I've seen so much phenomenal talent. If you just talk about Rawalpindi and Islamabad in terms of the wicket-keeping batters that we've had, it's very disappointing to see them fade away with time. They could have made a place, but obviously that's not the case. But discussing something a bit different, two franchises who have really surprised us. Multan, of course, defending champions. Lahore Qalandars as well. What have they done so differently this season that's been working for them?
Consistency. Two words. Three things that they worked on. Number one is the top three batting. They've got. We all knew Waqar. We all knew in Lahore. We all knew Rizwan in Multan, and then there was Babar in Karachi. Top names. But their second choice, their partners have been really good. Abdullah Shafiq for Lahore. And at number 3, Kamran Ghulam has done exceptionally well. So top 3 and all Pakistani, not franchise or overseas players. Similarly, Multan, Shan Masood has revitalized himself, or what he's done or what he's eaten. And at number 3, Shoaib Maqsood has been steady. So Karachi, there was no support with Shirjeel, he was a failure. Similarly, Quetta changed everything, Smeed, then Jason Roy wins, Ehsan Ali. Consistency. Then there are overseas selections, very shrewd choices. David Wiese, all their overseas players other than Rashid Khan have stuck it out throughout the tournament. They knew, Lahore Qalandars and Multan. The ones who started in the beginning, Riley Rasso for Imran Tahir for Multan, they were there since the beginning. Every team, Islamabad's top order is decimated. Lahore doesn't know who they're going to pick. Islamabad selections, bad selections as well. Injuries and people leaving throughout. I've lost it in the bubble. I can't stay anymore. And disruptions in Quetta dressing room. So and the bowling for Lahore as well. You've got Shaheen Afridi, you've got Haris Rauf and Zaman Khan. So another emerging player who's been given a chance to flaunt himself. Last over, power play, go defend runs in the last over, and he's been exceptional. Once you give a chance to the youngsters, they're going to come good, hopefully. Some of them are. Some, of course, are not going to do it. But if you keep on, sticking to those same old players who've, that's the trick for Multan and Lahore, I think.
You agree, Asif? Very successful Multan and Lahore because of that consistency and that positive attitude that they've had within their dressing rooms.
Yeah, and I'm supporting Multan Sultan from day one, and you were supporting Karachi Kings from day one. Keep changing your teams.
No, I haven't changed it.
You're still with Karachi Kings.
No, I have to pick one from top 4, so I think I'm going to go with Lahore Qalandars just because Asif is going with Karachi.
Okay, no, I'm going with Multan Sultan, of course. No, that's right. Look at their planning. Look at the way they players picked up, and earlier we were discussing about Tim David that. I don't know why Lahore
pick of the PSL. That's the pick of the PSL.
Yes, and I was pretty much shocked that why Lahore Qalandars missed him. What was the reason? I don't know. But to be very honest, it's a huge mistake from Lahore Qalandars.
But what a change of fortunes, because I've even heard Australians now saying that they might consider Tim David for Australia in the future.
Yes, actually, you know that he born in Singapore. Yes. He played all the cricket there, though he's playing in Big Bash as well. But in the last season, he played some tremendous cricket in Abu Dhabi, if you do remember that. And I'm not taking the other name because he has been disputed himself, James Faulkner. So Tim David, yes, this is called your luck, and this is called your efforts actually, and your performances.
And PSL.
And of course,
and the platform.
The platform, yes. And that's why the Australian team is now asking his services, and I'm quite sure that he will be in the side. On the other side, if you talk about Rizwan and I don't know that the people sitting in the dugouts, they're calling them that they're so-called, sorry using this so-called word, I shouldn't be using this, but they are, that they're the brain, they're the cricket brains. And if they don't think and they don't talk about and don't visualize that what's happening with the Rizwan, and he was sitting in the dugout of the Karachi Kings and telling that we have very good wicketkeeper batter Chadwick, and he's sitting in the dugout and waiting.
I understand Rizwan sitting on the bench if there was Adam Gilchrist or Dhoni at the other end, but Chadwick Walton, I mean, seriously.
So this is what I'm saying, and I'm using this word, so-called cricket minds, what they are doing. What was the planning behind that? So, and Rizwan came in Multan Sultan and they won the, PSL 6.
But credit to Rizwan, even at that time, he had his head down and no controversy, nothing at all. Just focused on the game.
This is it comes in your in your aptitude actually, that you're coming up with a cool mind, and you're performing well, telling everyone that this is my bat. My bat will speak. My performance will speak that how good I am. This is what he does. He is doing, and I'm quite sure in the future, if he comes up with the same mind, he will be the leading role model like Imran Khan and Wasim Akram.
Definitely. Rizwan has got that leadership capabilities. We've seen that all, and I think that's why Multan has been so successful, along with other factors as well. But at the same time, for Lahore, Rizwan, it was a fairly new captain. They went all out in announcing Shaheen Shah Afridi, trying to change their fortunes, and surprisingly, it has worked.
It has, and good luck to them, because as you all know, I'm a Lahore supporter.
Yes.
Since the beginning, since the last 5 years.
So I can vouch. We will have a good match.
Yes.
We will. I think Lahore's, because of Rashid Khan, there's a slight, disadvantage.
That's a huge factor.
It should be, because he's one of the main co-players, one of the co-players. But, I just could not understand what they were thinking when they had Suhail Akhtar in the team. And, he was taking up a spot, not good enough for the 11. He was probably okay to play at 6 or 7. But opening or coming at one down was putting so much pressure on the others that one of the main reasons Lahore didn't do too well. But that was the last 2 seasons. Before that, I just could not understand.
Out of the top 4 teams that have qualified, Lahore is the only one who's not won the PSL.
Lahore
so my heart says this might be their season.
I think my heart says as well, but the brain again says Multan. Because they've been exceptional. Shan Masood is a key factor, because we all knew what Rizwan was capable of. Nobody was expecting this of Shan Masood. And Riley Russo, the 70 he made on 26 balls. I mean, come on. That is just exceptional cricket. And they're playing as a team. They've got 4, 5, 6, everyone supporting each other. The captaincy of Rizwan and Shaheen has been brilliant. They've been coming with smiling faces, encouraging their teammates. Doesn't matter. And they've encouraged the youngsters as well to come and, doesn't matter, go in. With Zaman Khan, we saw that.
Wow.
But
it's a good pick. It's a very good pick.
I think since the time we saw him in the KPL, we knew what he was capable of. I had a chance to see him even before nobody knew who Zaman Khan is, back when he was training in an academy in Mirpur as well, with a non-profit organization. And I think phenomenal talent that he is. But Asif, going into the playoffs now, is there anything that you think Multan Sultans could work on? Maybe that one factor that might be just a weakness for them?
To be very honest, after watching 10 matches, I can't see that they got any sort of weakness. Because if you talk about their batting, Rizwan mentioning Shan Masood's name, and then their middle order, Rizwan captain himself, even their tail-enders, all of them are really good. And when we talk about their fast bowling, their spin attack, everything is perfect.
Covered.
Yes. So I don't think so that the only thing is their concentration, which is phenomenal throughout the tournament. So I think that both of you guys, I'm telling you guys, good luck. I'm with Multan. You guys.
You want to bet on it?
Let's
Me
go
and
ahead.
Rizwan versus you.
Go ahead, dear. Go ahead, dear. I'm always ready for that.
It's always fun doing that. But for Lahore Qalandars, had a phenomenal tournament. Multan have been a touch better than all of them. Going into the playoffs, what do you predict? What do you think is going to happen?
It doesn't matter who, let's be very clear. 1, 2 is Multan and most probably Lahore. Whoever loses is going to end up in the final with Multan or Lahore. It's going to be a Lahore-Multan final, because the teams Peshawar and Islamabad are decimated at the moment. They haven't got the batting strength. Probably Peshawar will win the Islamabad game, because Islamabad has nothing right now. They don't have a top order.
Don't you think, Rizwan, that Peshawar is missing Darren Semi somewhere?
They're missing a lot of players. They're missing.
As a mentor,
look, since day one, Asif has been missing Darren Sami.
Yes,
since day one, he's been asking about Darren Sami. I think.
Don't you think that?
Of course, it's a factor, but then there's Viv Richards there as well. Wasim Akram should be such a big factor, but look what happened to Karachi. And end of the day, yes, that is a factor, but they're grown players. They're adults. They're 25, 30, 35-year-olds. You get over it. And Peshawar has 2 secret weapons right now, Yasir Khan and Mohammad Haris, who've changed the dynamics of T20 international cricket.
Very true.
because I was, we were talking earlier as well, because I think 220, 230 is going to be the normal score, because they're like, electric vehicles coming in and thrashing everything in the first over, first, second ball, which was not the norm. The norm was, get a look in and then start getting runs. But if these players can do it on a consistent level, I think the dynamics of the game will be changing.
They are changing. Soon. I think very true, very pertinent that Rizwan mentions this, that it's absolutely changing. We remember a time where 180 was a safe total.
140
then
to begin
140. Then people started, have now gone to 200s, 220s are being chased as well. So the dynamics are changing. But coming to tonight's game, like I said, of course, it's the last game of the group stages. It is Peshawar Zalmi against Lahore Qalandars. An exciting contest. Lahore in Lahore has been phenomenal. But whoever wins this will make up for the number 2 spot in the list of top 4 that have qualified. What's your bet for tonight?
No, I'm not betting tonight, because
what's your prediction for tonight?
Well, of course, I'll go with Lahore Qalandars, because they're strong side, against, especially when you're playing Peshawar Zalmi, and they got very good lineup, and I think the each team would try to end up on a good note. So, but even then, slight edges to Lahore Qalandars, because each member of the Lahore Qalandars, they are taking their responsibility and playing well. And once again, the captain and the X factor, and that is the captain Shaheen Shah, pretty leading from the front, and really jolly guy, and always really talkative to these teammates. On the other side, we have Peshawar Zalmi's captain Wahab Riaz, sometime in aggression. So I think that I'll go with Lahore Qalandars.
Lahore Qalandars, I don't need to ask you.
No, I mean, with Wahab Riaz, the problem is suddenly, when people start scoring quickly against him or things go bad, his shoulders drop.
But what about his future? We haven't discussed
that's finished. I mean, the sell-by date is gone way past his
sell-by date.
Need to be honest with Naseem and, others, Dhani coming in. Unfortunate for Mohammad Hasnain. I thought he was an exceptional talent as well. I don't think there's a way in.
Tonight, Ahmad is pretty much lethal about future of some players,
Yes.
And should be. Rightly so.
Including yourself on Sports Extra. So that is also. But Asif and Rizwan, thank you so much for joining us. Always great having you guys. On that note, let's take a look at our segment recap. We, of course, started off with the Sultan of Swing being nominated in the PCB Hall of Fame, being inducted there by Sir Vivian Richards. We talked about the PSL, about the games that happened last night where Quetta failed to qualify for the playoffs, even though they beat Karachi Kings by 23 runs. We discussed the fact that Peshawar Zalmi have made it now. They've made it in style. They've gone up to number 3 position because Islamabad lost to Multan Sultans. But tonight, it's Lahore against Peshawar. Whoever wins takes number 2 spot. The top 4 lineup has also been concluded. On that note, we'll take a short break. We'll come back. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Sports Extra with me, Ahmad. Time now to discuss a segment on boxing now. It was a big fight, a big night for boxing fans all around, especially in Pakistan, because it was Amir Khan who was up in action after a long time. It was a long-running feud between him and Kell Brook. The referee had to stop the fight in the 6th round. Brooks got the better of Khan, and of course both of them are looking for a rematch. But what happened? What was the action? We've got a report. Let's take a look.
Kell Brook sensationally beat Amir Khan in the 6th round, settling one of the longest-running bitter rivalries in British boxing. The referee had to stop the 12-round contest in the 6th round as Brooks devastated Khan with punches. A packed-out Manchester arena with a capacity of 30,000 spectators witnessed a demolition job from Sheffield's Brook, who showcased timing and power to win in emphatic fashion. Brooks remained dominant in the thrilling encounter from the beginning. Brooks' relentless, brutal attack continued in the 5th round. He was dragging a marked-up Khan, who seemed to have lost his defense and hand speed. By now, it was one-way traffic, and in the 6th round, 2 right uppercuts followed by a left hook all connecting forced referee Victor Laughlin to intervene. The thrilling encounter might mark the end of both men's fighting careers, with Brook admitting that although he felt he was back in top form, retirement was on his mind. Khan also admitted after the 6th defeat of his career that he had struggled to switch on during the fight. Khan said that 40 fights is a lot of fights and that love for the sport is not there anymore.
But I think it is more towards the end of my career now here. And obviously that love of the sport is not there anymore like it was before.
He said that when he was in the ring before, he had that excitement, but this time he felt quite flat, and maybe that's a sign that he should be calling it a day.
Well, whether he wins or loses, he will always be the king that he is. Amir Khan has been a phenomenal talent for the world of boxing, not just for world boxing, but especially in Pakistan, I think, because the talent that has come out from Pakistan for boxing after Amir Khan's emergence as a top-class boxer has been absolutely superb. So I think the work he's doing already makes him a champion, and we don't want to see him in the ring every time to call him a champion. The work shall speak for itself. A true patriot, and the way he's been doing things is phenomenal. So Amir, even if you've lost, you've still won our hearts. Congratulations to you. Thank you to you for putting up a fight for all of your fans. And win or lose, like I said, Pakistan and a lot of your fans all around the world will always love you immensely. So that's a shout out to Amir Khan. Congratulations to Brooks. Won the fight indeed. But good fight at the end, and both of them considering retirement now. There's not going to be a rematch. Of course, we want one, but that's not happening. So obviously, at the end of their careers, they understand the physical limitations of this action sport that we know it. Now, coming to the last segment that we've got, we did want to tell you about the Olympics, the Winter Olympics in Beijing, China, that concluded in spectacular fashion. How was the concluding ceremony? We've got a report on that. Let's take a look and then come back.
7 sports in the 3 competition zones of Beijing, Yanqing and Zhangjiakou. China, including 9 golds, they ranked 3rd on the medal table behind Norway, which set a new all-time record by securing snowflake-shaped cauldron, gradually went out to the songs by a chorus of children. Their singing transitioned from Beijing 2008 theme song You and Me to Snowflake, that of Beijing 2022. Highlighting the historic achievement of the Chinese capital as the first city to host both Summer and Winter Olympic Games. The Olympic flag was handed over to the mayor of the Milan and Cortina d'Ampezzo, the host city. Thomas Bach officially declared the closing of the Games and called the Beijing Winter Olympics truly exceptional, held under the motto of Together for a strengthened communication and understanding through sports.
Beijing 2022 has achieved great success with extreme satisfaction and unprecedented Olympic spirit from athletes. With tremendous help and support of international community, China also successfully managed to deliver a simple, safe, splendid and green mega sports event. Shahid Afraz Khan, Beijing.
There you have it. The Olympics concluded in spectacular fashion indeed. More coming from the Olympics. But before we go, there is a special wish that we want to send out as well. We've got so many fans, so many people who do celebrate Sports Extra with us. And one such young fan, a young YouTuber, probably the youngest YouTuber that I know, Anaya, has her birthday today. So Anaya, very happy birthday to you from me, from the team of Sports Extra, from PTV World. And we hope that a lot good comes your way. And like I said, time to celebrate. Congratulations to you. A very happy birthday, and keep on making that fantastic content that you post on YouTube. So it's happy birthday, Anaya. Now, before we go, there was a record number of women participation in these Winter Olympics as well. We've got a report on that. We're going to leave you with that from me and the entire team. It's goodbye for now.
Sports is the most powerful platform to promote gender equality and to empower women and girls.
As the leader of the Olympic movement, the IOC is taking continuous actions to advance gender equality. Beijing 2022 was already the most gender-balanced Winter Olympic Games in history, with women accounting for a record 45% of the athletes. Through adjustments to the sports program, competition schedule and wide circulation of the IOC's portrayal guidelines, these games are also helping to promote more balanced coverage of women's sports. For example, 73% of the flag bearers were women. Full gender balance in 10 disciplines out of 15. Highest number of women events ever. 2 women events had been moved to the final Saturday, increasing the amount of women's sports on the penultimate day of competition to 9 hours, compared to 5 hours on the same day 4 years ago. For the first time ever, the first medal event for ski jumping was the women's competition. Record number of mixed gender events and 4 new mixed gender events had also been added to the program, further increasing the total number of female athletes at the Games. Beijing 2022 boasts the highest total number of women events in Olympic Winter Games history, increasing from 44 to 46 with 2 new additions. Meanwhile, full gender balance was achieved for the first time at the Winter Olympic Games after changes to the athletes' quota in different disciplines. These results have been achieved by the joint effort of the IOC, the International Federation, and the National Olympic Committee. The IOC has been working with the international federations to put women events in the same venues as the men's and gave them equal prominent Games time broadcast slots for media and television coverage. Again, building on changes made at Pyeongchang 2018 in Beijing 2022, there have been further adjustments to the competition schedules to put women at front and center. Developments such as these shows how the IOC's efforts to promote gender equality at the Olympic Games go far beyond achieving 50-50 athlete representation on the field of play and are being matched by an increasing focus on influencing behavioral changes among the media, sports organizations, and the Olympic movement generally.
Beijing 2022 gave an incredible spotlight to the athletes, including female athletes. Sara Afzal, Beijing, China.